Florida.
Rhode Island Transportation Director Michael Lewis was elected president of the American Association of State Highway and Transportation Officials, AASHTO, by its 52-member board of directors in November 2012.
I'm very humbled to be one of the representatives of a state that is becoming a president of AASHTO. It is an incredible organization with wide, broad-reaching impact all across the country on the economy, on people's lives. So I take it very seriously, but I also look at it as an opportunity to work with some really talented people and to learn from them, because one of the best strengths of AASHTO, this institution that's been together for almost 100 years, is that we learn from one another.
Lewis takes office during a time of major transition within AASHTO. Bud Wright, who served as executive director of the Federal Highway Administration from 2001 to 2008, left the private sector in February 2013 to become AASHTO's new executive director.
We're really entering a new era. So here we are, coming up on our 100th anniversary. New executive leadership, new transportation bill with transformative measures, not the funding we're looking for, but still some really transformative policy direction and performance management, and really monitoring what we're doing, and really being really becoming a service industry. What are we doing as an industry that is helping to advance the economy of this country and the quality of life of the people that live in this country?
Lewis is referring to the reforms included in the Moving Ahead for Progress in the 21st Century Act, or MAP 21. Implementing those reforms is one of Lewis's top presidential priorities. Also on his priority list is the deployment of innovative technologies and solutions to help state DOTs work faster and smarter. And Lewis says his third priority will be to push for a new surface transportation bill. MAP 21 expires at the end of fiscal year 2014.
So we need to continue to articulate for increased investments, but we also need to look at what we have now. How do we best utilize what we currently have to make it to apply it as efficiently as we can? And again, so that we can show to the public that we are good stewards of the public trust, of the public investment, and that we are a critical component, we as the transportation industry are a critical component of the infrastructure needed to move this economy forward.
Lewis began his career in transportation as an engineer with the Massachusetts Highway Department in 1984. From April 2000 through project completion in December 2007, Lewis was director of Boston's Central Artery Third Harbor Tunnel Project, Big Dig. In 2011, Lewis was reappointed RIDOT director by Governor Lincoln D. Chafee. Since his first appointment as director in 2008, Lewis has successfully led the completion of the $610 million I-195 relocation project and the award-winning intermodal stations at T.F. Green Airport and Wickford Junction. Lewis credits his success at RIDOT with changing the public's perception of his agency.
So changing the attitude, a public attitude about the professionalism and how we were delivering our work, and focusing on the user, on the consumer. It's not about the bridge, it's about the people that use the bridge. And I think that was a change.
Lewis says that same transformation has to occur on the national level. He believes the industry as a whole has to do a better job of educating the public about the importance of transportation.
If you look ahead 100 years from now, what's the world going to look like? I think it's a pretty safe bet that we're not going to be using Star Trek-like transporters. Now that truck that's bringing it, maybe it's an automated truck, but it's going to be on tires, and the tires are going to be on the road, and that's how we're going to move people around too. So the system of infrastructure will need to be there. It will need to be maintained, it will need to be expanded, it will be in ways that we perhaps haven't thought of yet, but it will be there, and we will depend on it. And we have to be thinking about that now, setting ourselves up for the future.
RIDOT Director, AASHTO President Michael Lewis.